Hello students. So today we are here to study social science and class 10 social science in specific. So I've chosen history to start with. So the first chapter that we're going to study is the rise of nationalism, and this is the part 1. I have segregated the chapter on the basis of topics and subtopics, and this is the first topic. So let's start. So you can see the chapter starts with a picture done by Frederick Sorio. In that picture, you can see different nations or people of different nations are marching towards a statue, bypassing a statue that is a Statue of Liberty, which kind of symbolizes that they are doing that for their liberty. They are coming all together. People of different nations are coming together and they are asking for liberty. Okay, so what happened around that time? People in different parts of the world, and especially it started in Europe, that people started protesting against the monarchical rule, and they were urging to have a nation state. Now, what's a nation state? They were looking for a state in which a place where they can live freely, they have their own rights, they have political freedom, and all sort of these things. Okay. Now, the first country actually to start the race was, even America did and Switzerland did, but then their ways were different. In this chapter, we are mainly going to study or start with the French Revolution. You have got a bit about this French Revolution in your class 9, if I'm not wrong, in 9 history. So, you know the basics of this. So, what happened basically is the French Revolution, which started in the year 1789, it was a big blow to the monarchical rule going on in France, and the leader who came out of it and what happened, you have studied, right? So let us start with what are the measures and practices by the revolutionaries to create a sense of collective identity. Means what? In France, the people who were the revolutionaries, means who were doing the revolution, the French Revolution, what were their ideas, what were their practices, or what were their measures that they took, what steps did they take. So here are some of the important measures that I have noted down. Please, you can note them down. The first is the ideas of la patrie, that is the fatherland, and les citoyens, that is the citizen, among the French people. That is, they spread the ideas of la patrie and les citoyens. These are French words. Now, why they used French words? Because they wanted to ingrain this thought in the people that France is our country, French is our language, and we should be united against all. Okay, so these two words, they were spreading among the French people to making them realize that, okay, it's the France is our fatherland, or we are the citizens of this country and we own this country as it. Okay, then a new French flag was made. The monarchical rule, they used to use some flag, but people, the revolution started a new French flag, which was a tricolor. As you see the French flag, tricolor, and it replaced the royal flag. It was brought in the place of the royal flag. Then new National Assembly was elected by the body of active citizens. They made a National Assembly. Okay, active citizens means at that time all were not counted as active citizens of a country. We will study about that later in details. So few citizens who were allowed to vote and all that sort, they came together and they made one National Assembly. Okay, like kind of parliament type, like we have in our country, group of people who will take decisions regarding the country. Then new hymns were composed, like songs and all, like in India we have Vande Mataram, or say our national anthem Jana Gana Mana. So like that, some hymns and songs were composed. Oaths were taken, oaths such as we have our pledge, like India is my country, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. I'm sure you all know that. So that kind of oaths in French were taken. Martyrs were commemorated. Martyrs, as in people who have died fighting for the country, they were commemorated. Commemorated means they were remembered. There some places were made in which their memorabilia, something was kept in which people used to come and pay their homage. Okay, that things were done. Then centralized administrative system which formulated uniform law for all citizens. One central administrative system was made, okay, like in the capital or somewhere, where they made uniform laws. Uniform laws means same laws for everyone. It will be not like how it used to happen in monarchical. Monarchical as in king type, what for king all rules are special. For the common people, subjects, the rules were different. So no more that will be applicable. Now laws are all uniform. Uniform means same for all. Like people wear uniform which are all same. So same applies here. Okay. Then internal custom duties and dues were abolished. Custom duties which were like you're bringing something from a different country or you're sending outside for trade and all you're doing, then there's to put some duties. Duties means money, like kind of you have to pay money, tax kind of thing. You can say that if you're bringing this, you have to pay money. Those things were all abolished, and dues all were abolished. Then a uniform system of weights and measures. Weights and measures. Earlier it was very different. Then a uniform means same. It will be like 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram, and this will be applicable in the whole region. So those kind of rules were made. This was just an example, though they don't follow actually this thing, kilogram system and all. In India, like we follow, that's what I'm saying. So that was adopted. Then regional dialects were discouraged, and French as spoken in Paris was encouraged. As in every language has some dialects. No, dialects means from the main language there are some, like French. Then there are some languages which are like French but not exactly French. So those are the dialects which were very popular in other places of France. But in Paris, pure French was spoken. So they did what? They made sure that everywhere pure French was spoken and not only in like Paris. Okay, so they discouraged that and they encouraged pure French. Then, so these all they did and everything happened. Now, this news that French people or their army or whoever were revolutionaries were doing these things, this news spread across other countries which were like neighboring to France and all other European countries. So they also kind of got inspired, and they did what? They started making Jacobean clubs. Jacobean clubs were what? Secret clubs. They made secret clubs. They set up secret clubs by whom? By the students and members of educated middle class. By the students and members of educated middle class. Now why educated middle class? We'll have a separate topic on this. That time the middle class people were coming up and taking education and changing their way of life. So likewise. So that's how they took part, and they made these secret clubs in other European countries as they got inspired by the French revolutionaries. Okay, so they thought, if it is happening in France, why not in our country? Why not we fight for our land, for our nation state? Okay, so that they were doing that, and this gave way for the French armies so that they can go to those countries and kind of spread their rule. Okay, so that is what helped it. So here comes our hero, that is Napoleon Bonaparte. All of you know, the famous French ruler. Now Napoleon in the Civil Code of 1804. Now what is Civil Code of 1804? We'll study that separately. As of now, just see here, Napoleon, who was the leader at that time, ruler of France, who has kind of defeated the monarchical rule in France and all that. So Napoleon brought about some revolutionary principles for the administrative system. He brought some revolutionary, means some rules which were like very different from earlier. Okay, brought a revolution. So these rules started in France. Further, these policies known as the Civil Code or Napoleonic Code of 1804. Okay, what this set of rules were known as Civil Code of 1804 or the Napoleonic Code. Okay, so he started this code or this set of rules and spread to other regions, such as not only in France but he spread it to other regions surrounding France. That were which regions? Dutch Republic, Switzerland, Italy, Germany, all these places. Okay. Now let us come here and see that what is Civil Code or Napoleonic Code. So it was a set of rules made by Napoleon because he was ruler, so he actually stopped monarchy, but then his rule also became kind of monarchical, which the people were not really liking. Okay, so it was a set of rules made by Napoleon. It stopped all privileges based on birth. Earlier people used to get privileges, some special facilities, just because they were born in big ruler families or something. So those all were changed. Then established equality before the law. Everyone was made equal before the law. Then secured the rights to property. Means what? Earlier means property is owned by king. Okay. Now the rule changed. They made that right to property was given to people also. Means people can own land and all these things. Then abolished feudal system. Feudal system, like in general language you can call it zamindari system, as we say. That system was abolished, stopped. Then made peasants free from serfdom and dues. He made the peasants, small farmers and all free from what? From serfdom. What is serfdom? Serfdom was a practice under which small farmers and all, no, they were forced to be like slaves and work under zamindar type of people, landowners and all. So that system was abolished, and dues and all this what we call like Lagan, Lagan, that famous picture was made on that topic actually. Dues, like curse, year after year the farmers had to pay that money. So that was abolished. Then guild restrictions were removed from the town. Guild restrictions as in some restrictions which were put on guild. Guild means put by the guild, and guild referred to those like a committee or organization of people who were making rules and laws for the business and trade that was happening in the region. Okay, so that were all abolished. Like whoever wants to do business can do freely and no need to follow the rules of some organization or committee. Okay, all that things. Then transport and communication system were improved. So transport and communication system, roads and vehicles and all were improved so that better communication takes place. So these all things were done under the civil code and all, and it was good. People were liking it. Small businessmen and people, they were enjoying the freedom, and it was helping in their business. So businessmen and small scale producers liked the reforms as it gave them more freedom. They got more freedom. They can do business freely. They can exchange their goods from one place to another. Okay, so these all things happened nice. But then something wrong happened, as in slowly it changed to be in a negative way. We'll study that here. See, opposition to Napoleon. What happened? So in some areas people started getting hostile towards the French army. Earlier though, they were like very happy that French army has come to save them, and they were like quite enthusiastic and welcoming them. But slowly they were not very happy. Why they were not very happy? The reason is here. Hostile means not very friendly. Okay, they started becoming not very friendly to the French army. Why? Because they felt that their political freedom was not given as it happened during the monarchical rule. Means what? Now I don't like monarchical rule. Why? Because I don't have political freedom. Okay, fine. Now you change to free rule and like republic rule and all. But still, if I am not getting my political freedom, I am not able to choose who my leader will be or how the country will run, then what is the advantage of being in a republic country or a non-monarchical country? Okay, so it was same like earlier also when Raja was ruling. That time also I had more political freedom, and now that no more Raja is ruling, we don't have political freedom. So that's why they were not very happy with this Napoleonic rule. Okay, Napoleon, the rule of Napoleonism. And what problems they faced, why, means what were the problems due to which they said that. The problems are here, you see, number one, increased taxation. Napoleon increased the taxes a lot, okay, took some simply ulta pulta tax from them and all, so people were not happy about that. Number two, censorship. Censorship means if I tell you what to print in newspaper and what not to print, what to show in movies and not to show, what you can do drama on, what you cannot do drama on, that is censorship. If I tell you that no, don't publish this book, this does not contain good things. If I'm not giving you that freedom, that means I'm putting censorship on you. So the Napoleon, during the Napoleon rule, the rule of Napoleon in those countries, their army and even Napoleon were doing these things. They were doing censorship and all. So people were not liking that. They wanted freedom. Third is forced joining into the French army. There is a specific term given in your book in this point. You can refer to that. But the general meaning of that is forced joining into the. They were forcing people, normal people, to join the French army. They were forcefully put into the French army, whether I want to be a part of not, but they were like, no, you have to be a part of French army. So these things people were not liking at all. Okay. So due to these reasons, what happened? Napoleon lost his occupied territories one by one. There's a picture given over there where you can see Napoleon is coming back to France, and as a postman, he is depicted as a postman with a bag, where some postcard type of things, like leaflet type of things, are flying away. In those leaflets, what is written is the name of the countries that he has lost. Okay, so it was upward for Napoleon. He was going up, and slowly it was a downfall. Slowly, what happened? People started not liking Napoleon's rule anymore, and he had to literally he had to come back. Okay. So here we end our first part. I hope you understood. Please give some comments on whether you understood or liked it, or maybe you want some changes. Okay, and do like, subscribe and share.